watched closely as the US grappled with internal political divisions. The outcome of the US elections has profound implications for India's foreign policy. The question remains, will a second Trump presidency be a boon or a bane for India? Trump, a businessman at heart, views international relations through the lens of deals. He sees India as a lucrative market for American goods and services. This could translate into greater access for American companies in sectors like energy, defense, and technology. India, on its part, seeks greater access to the US market for its exports, particularly in pharmaceuticals, IT services, and textiles. A trade deal, if structured fairly, could boost bilateral trade and create jobs in both countries. However, a key concern for India is the potential for protectionist measures. Trump's previous actions, like imposing tariffs on steel and aluminum imports, have raised concerns about his commitment to free trade. Finding common ground on trade will be crucial for a mutually beneficial relationship. The trade relationship between the US and India is complex, marked by both cooperation and competition. Trump's penchant for tariffs and his America First rhetoric have created an environment of uncertainty. The imposition of tariffs on Indian steel and aluminum, and India's retaliatory tariffs on US goods, have strained the relationship. While both sides have expressed willingness to negotiate a trade deal, progress has been elusive. India's trade surplus with the US, a major irritant for Trump, remains a point of contention. The challenge for India is to protect its interests while also finding ways to address US concerns. Striking a delicate balance between protecting domestic industries and expanding market access will be key. The outcome of these trade negotiations will have significant implications for the broader bilateral relationship. Beyond trade, the US and India share common strategic interests, particularly in the Indo-Pacific region. The rise of China as a global power has brought the two democracies closer. Both countries view China's growing assertiveness with concern. Defense cooperation has emerged as a cornerstone of the US-India partnership. India has become a major buyer of US defense equipment. Joint military exercises have increased in frequency and complexity. Trump's unpredictable foreign policy, however, has introduced an element of uncertainty. His transactional approach to alliances and his tendency to prioritize short-term gains over long-term strategic objectives have raised concerns in New Delhi. The China conundrum, a shared challenge. China's rise presents both opportunities and challenges for the US-India relationship. On the one hand, it has brought the two countries closer as they seek to balance China's growing influence. On the other hand, it has also created competition for resources, influence, and markets. Trump's approach to China has been confrontational, marked by a trade war and accusations of unfair trade practices. India, while sharing some of these concerns, has adopted a more nuanced approach, seeking to engage with China while also hedging against its assertiveness. The challenge for India is to leverage its partnership with the US to counterbalance China's influence without being drawn into a direct confrontation. Maintaining its strategic autonomy while forging closer ties with the US will be a delicate balancing act. A balancing act: immigration and people-to-people ties. Immigration has been another contentious issue in US-India relations. Trump's restrictive immigration policies, particularly his attempts to limit H-1B visas, have impacted Indian professionals and students. The US has traditionally been a top destination for Indians seeking higher education and employment opportunities. Trump's rhetoric on immigration, often perceived as anti-immigrant, has also caused unease in India. The US has the largest Indian diaspora in the world, and these strong people-to-people ties have been a vital pillar of the bilateral relationship. Finding common ground on immigration will be crucial for maintaining the vibrancy of the US-India partnership. India's growing economy and its young population make it a valuable source of talent and innovation for the US. A mutually beneficial approach to immigration will require understanding and addressing each other's concerns. Trump's foreign policy style. Trump's foreign policy is often characterized as unpredictable and transactional. He has shown a willingness to overturn long-standing norms and agreements. This unpredictability makes it challenging for countries like India to anticipate his moves and plan accordingly. His America First approach, with its emphasis on prioritizing American interests above all else, has also raised concerns about the reliability of the US as a partner. His transactional view of international relations, often focused on short-term gains, contrasts with India's preference for long-term strategic partnerships. India will need to adapt to this new reality of dealing with a more assertive and unpredictable US. This may require diversifying its partnerships, hedging its bets, and being prepared to stand its ground when necessary. India's strategic imperatives. As the US navigates its internal political currents, India must remain focused on its core strategic objectives. These include maintaining rapid economic growth, ensuring national security, and enhancing its global influence. The US, despite its internal challenges, remains a crucial partner for India in achieving these goals. India's challenge lies in navigating the complexities of the US political landscape while safeguarding its own interests. This will require skillful diplomacy, a pragmatic approach to negotiations, and a willingness to work with different stakeholders within the US system. The US-India relationship is too important to be held hostage to the vagaries of domestic politics. Both countries must find ways to work together, even when they disagree, to address shared challenges and seize opportunities. Embracing the unknown. The future of the US-India relationship remains unwritten. It will be shaped by a confluence of factors, including the domestic political landscape in both countries, the evolving geopolitical environment, and the personal chemistry between leaders. The potential for a robust partnership remains, driven by shared interests, democratic values, and the dynamism of both societies. However, realizing this potential will require careful nurturing, open communication, and a willingness to address differences constructively. The US and India, as two of the world's largest democracies and fastest-growing economies, have a shared responsibility to work together for a more peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. The challenges are real, but so are the opportunities. India and the Trump equation, a relationship in flux. Donald Trump's return to US politics injects a dose of uncertainty into the US-India relationship. His transactional approach, protectionist instincts, and unpredictable foreign policy make him a wildcard in international affairs. India must navigate this complex terrain with pragmatism, seeking to advance its interests while managing differences. The relationship has the potential to deepen, driven by shared strategic interests and economic ties. However, it will require careful calibration, open communication, and a willingness to address challenges head-on. The world is watching closely as these two democracies chart their course. The stakes are high, and the outcome will have profound implications for the future of the Indo-Pacific region and beyond.